he had opened my eyes to so many things. So I'm like, all right, I have a feeling this is going to be big. And it was. When he called me to trust him, it took a while to get to that point. And then as soon as I said, okay, I give up, then everything, I was fully funded by the first day that I stepped foot in New Zealand. He provided everything to pay off all of the debt that I had. He provided a way to, not pay for my house mortgage payments over the year, not pay for my truck payments over the year. So I just said, all right, God, I trust you. And that was one of the biggest things to get me started. Oh, community. Oh. Living in community, that was one of the hardest things for me to adjust to, because you're not just living in this awesome, really, really great community all the time. Sometimes it's rough. You have to sleep in the same bed. I had a time for a couple of months where we had 4 girls sleeping in a queen bed. You're sleeping in the same bed, you wake up together, you share a bathroom, you eat breakfast together, you go and do ministry together, you eat lunch together, you go do ministry again together, you eat dinner together, you have feedback time together, which some people, that's awesome. For me, it was rough. God is working on people individually, but then also people through serving the people that were there to serve. And it gets difficult. It's not an easy thing to walk with people through all of their stuff when you just met them a couple months ago. There were times where there was a significant amount of drama, but then there were also times that were so sweet and so special and so just pure friendship and pure community. These are some of my best friends now. God makes those paths and teaches lessons through that, and here I am now 6 years later, and I still learn about living in that community. I desire that now. Food. It's not going to be the things that you're used to. It's not going to be the things that you like to eat, but you need to nourish yourself. Sometimes it's fun to explore different types of foods. But when they set an octopus down in front of us that they just caught out of the river and it's still kind of like jiggling. There were some countries that food was sparse. In New Zealand and Australia, our food money did not go very far. We ate PB&J and carrots every day for lunch. And then in Africa, our money went really, really far. And I think it was in Tanzania, we ate scrambled eggs and French fries every meal because that was what was safe. The different cultures have different ideas of what is proper eating etiquette. Sometimes you're not gonna want to clean your plate, but you're gonna have to find a way, or let the guys. A lot of the times the guys will just shovel in whatever you can. Listen to your body, because you're in a different climate. Most likely it's either going to be super, super hot or super, super cold. There's not a whole lot of time where it's perfect weather. But it's really, really important because you're pouring yourself out for these people. You're pouring all of you out for these people, and not just the people in the country, but also your teammates. You're never off, like you're always on. Like there's always something that somebody's gonna need something's happening, there's some adjustment that needs to be made. You always have to be on, but you have to allow yourself to recover so that you can continue to be on. If you have a day off, take the day off. When you have a day off of ministry and your first tendency is like, I gotta go do something, I have to go explore, I wanna go see this and this and this and this. It's awesome. Explore where you are, but make sure that you give yourself time to recover. Make sure that you give yourself time to process things. You have to allow for physical recovery as well as emotional recovery, as well as spiritual recovery. And that's what's great about when you have debriefs and stuff, you get poured back into. When your squad leaders, when your squad coaches come in and meet with you, like they pour back into you. And it's incredible. Soak all of that up. You have to allow God to refill you in every way. And through that, a lot of times, it's just, you have to recover. Expectations. Okay, because it's never going to be what you think it's going to be. You have this idea or ideal of what your experience is going to be like, and it is not going to be like that. There's nothing that's going to be, because when you have an idea, you're basically, that's putting God in a box, and God's bigger than us, and God's bigger than the box that we put him in. But being open to whatever comes, and that's one of the scariest things. That's where a lot of people get fear, and I would just say, like, pray that you would not have fear in expectations. Bring clothes that you actually like to wear. Understand that your body may change over the course of the year, and that's how it is. You're gonna wear the same clothes just about every single week. So understanding that, bring stuff you like. I brought a nice little pair of flip-flops that were super duper clutch. So if you can fit some flip-flops in there, super clutch. Toothpaste. That was a hard one to find in other countries. Deodorant. Girls who wear makeup. Makeup is expensive in other countries, so if you like your certain mascara or something, bring an extra. And a lot of times you won't wear, like, girls won't wear makeup, but there were a lot of countries that I went to that it was the expectation to, like, make yourself look good and presentable. Friends and family, stay engaged. Like our blogs, or like their blogs. Any comments, like support and like specific prayers, write it out in a blog, email. Racers don't want to be distracted all the time, but you still want to be connected. So showing support through like a nice little message, that just random messages like, I'm praying for you for this and this and this. That means a lot, because when you look at you're overseas and you're serving and you're doing all this cool stuff, while you're doing that, everybody else is still living life, and you don't want to feel forgotten. The racers are looking at Facebook and they're seeing all these things happening, and it's like, oh man, like I missed that, or I just want to know. Still let them know that you're paying attention. Just be there, like be present in their social media. When the racers post videos, comment on it. When they post, asking for prayer, like don't just like look at it and be like, oh yeah, I'll pray. Like send something back to them, like letting them know that you're supporting them and you're praying, and then actually do it. That's one of the biggest things, is knowing that for the racers, knowing that they're over and doing all of these like crazy awesome things, that they still have the support of their friends and family at home, and that people are paying attention. I still take lessons that I learned from the race and apply that to my daily life, because it was so impactful, and because God taught me so many lessons just about loving people as they are and loving them through all of their crap. And that's hard. But then the next day it's like, we've got to go out and we've got to love people. And how can I love these other people if I'm not showing love to my own teammate? Coming back from the race, it's not easy. I thought like, I'm gonna be fine, everything's gonna be good. I took about 3 months where I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to be around people. I just wanted to read a book and just not have anybody asking me any questions. I didn't want feedback. I didn't want to talk about anything. I didn't want to process anything. I just wanted to just be alone. And that's what I needed to do. You come back into the States, you come back different. And some people will come back different for a little bit and they go back to doing what they've always done, but you're never the same. You've got these experiences and these stories and these relationships and just you've got this life that is outside of anybody else's experiences, and it changes who you are. It changes the way that you see other people. It changes the way that you interact with other people on a daily basis. And I wouldn't trade that for anything.